Pisces, welcome to your end of September 2020 General Tarot Update. It's Raina here, and I had to start over again, so here I go. The heart of the matter is the Queen of Wands. In this particular context, I feel like you're growing into this person, and even males can experience this, male Pisces, because the Queen represents the water element and the wands represent fire. And fire is about having confidence and a backbone and that sense of drive. You know, the feminine is very passive. The masculine can be aggressive. And so it's a combination of these things. But it's really like, like either or. It doesn't have to be either or, in other words, that you don't have to sacrifice your own autonomy for anybody else for any reason, that you can shine your light and feel like you're doing what you came here to do. So if this is a workplace situation where you don't feel that you have autonomy, where you are dependent on other people, that can be clashing with your newfound confidence, or personal relationship too, obviously. In the past position, we have the Five of Pentacles, which is a card that I always label as poverty consciousness or lack consciousness. And this is the kind of thing that can propel people to accept less than what they deserve in life. There's a fear-based mentality attached to this. And by the way, when I say poverty conscious or lack consciousness, it's important to note that it may not be what is really true about a situation. A person can be fear-based about their finances and have a lot of money in the bank, We call these people misers. And there's, I believe that in those particular cases that there's probably some past life situation that is unconsciously affecting them, and they, carry with them memories of a lifetime of poverty, and that is enough to scare them off of spending money that, they don't deem necessary. But this can just apply to relationships as well, where, you stay with somebody because you don't think anything better is going to come along. And going back to the workplace situation, this may even be about like a promotion where you feel like you're deserving of this particular position. Maybe it's a supervisory position and you feel like you've been there a long time, you know the ropes, and somebody else is waltzing in, like who hasn't hardly been there, and they're like just moving up the ladder and you're like, what's going on here? That's definitely could be like a thing that has bothered you, or that you are, just going over in your mind to some degree. But also too, like in personal relationships, this can be like the kind of the birth of your sense of self and, dignity and confidence and things like that. And it might be because you're having career success. Sometimes when a person has success in their career, it can boost their self-esteem so that their relationship, where they may have had a lot of negativity, where they're like, wait a second, I don't have to put up with this mess anymore. I deserve so much more out of life. And, it's important to note, I'm not trying to say that anything outside of yourself can really ultimately make you love yourself. But I do believe that you can have good experiences in your career, and you can have people treat you with respect because they think, wow, this person is really good at what they do. And that can make you feel better about yourself. because it's giving you a positive message. Sometimes in these toxic relationships, and this doesn't have to be just like a romantic toxic relationship, it can be with parents too, for one, but and maybe even like friendships, I guess, if friends are like so central to your life as they can be at certain times of one's life, you get positive feedback, and that makes you think about the negative feedback, right? Because once you get, I've had this experience where it's like, if you've been getting almost relentless negative feedback about yourself, and then you start getting really positive feedback, there's like something is, cognitive dissonance here. Something has to be kind of balanced here. You have to say, well, wait a second. Why should I believe the negative when I'm getting this positive? There must be something good about me because I'm getting positive strokes as well. So that can be the seed planted that puts you in a different place. If you're in a negative personal relationship, you leave that relationship eventually. It might be a process, but it's something that is definitely on the radar. You know what I mean? And this can also be a situation where, like, you've come from unemployment, hard times, and you have emerged victorious, and that you are ready to take charge of your life. The higher message is the hermit. Now, you rule in astrology, Pisces, the 12th house, which I like to call the hermit house. The hermit house, or the 12th house, can be the house of contemplation and kind of that spiritual type of lifestyle or things like that. But I think of it more in terms of like, since this is the higher message, what you may have gone through, what you may have endured, which created a certain type of need to like reflect upon this. If you've come from, okay, sorry that my thoughts are so jumbled. If you have come from a situation, let's talk about 2020, what has that been like? And, maybe something with your work situation was altered. And it's not necessarily that clear cut. It forced you to go within, because a lot of people were forced to stay at home. And this is something which, for not just Pisces, but a lot of people, actually gave them that space to breathe, to think, reflect on where they've been, wondering about where they want to be. And so the gift in this is that you may find that if you have been in a negative situation, that you don't want to be there, because now, 6 months into this, people are starting to go back. Things are starting to get a little bit, it's been this way for a few months, where things have been getting a little bit back to normal, whatever normal looks like at this juncture. And some people may even have been going back into a physical workspace after being alone and saying, whoa, wait a second. I don't like this. This was like toxic. And I didn't really, put two and two together, because I was just so busy on that hamster wheel. I haven't gotten a lot of feedback about that, but I suspect that I'm just guessing that this is going to be one of the major, what would you say, impacts of the shutdown, is that people as they go back to quote unquote normal life, are realizing that there is no such thing. There's no such animal because, there's a saying, you can't enter the same river twice. When you have undergone a major change, or you've stayed away from something for a long time, that's going to produce a shift within you because you're constantly changing. Even people who are not actively trying to change their life, maybe they're devolving, I don't know, but they're changing. And the circumstances around them are changing. So we can't have a duplicate situation occur. And that creates conflict. What crosses you is the Six of Swords. So you may be clinging to that situation, even though the Six of Swords upright, and I'm reading this as a reverse card, but when it's upright, it's like, could be even like physical relocation. You're trying to leave what is no longer serving you, which is very, maybe in some way, there's a lot of conflict around you. There's not a lot of peace. And you're trying to escape that because you really want that peace of mind. And, what I say about this is that if you feel like you need to make a change, but you're afraid to, then honor that fear. Don't try to push yourself to do something that you feel very strongly about. But at least, consider it, think about it, so that reflect upon it with the Hermit card, reflect upon it. Because every time that you kind of put your attention on something, you may find a solution to that situation. You may find a cosmic loophole. You may get inspiration, a psychic hit, what have you. But it may be that until you're willing to leave a situation which doesn't honor you the way that the Queen of Wands needs to be respected, then you're going to you're going to be playing too small and staying in a situation which is not beneficial for your ultimate growth, if you will. What is coming in is the Five of Swords, and this can be a card of, this can actually help you though, where you discover that there are some people who are very problematic. And I always think of coworkers. I'm laughing because I had this landlord many years ago, and I remember he said something to me. He asked me a question, I forgot what it was, about something that was going on in the building. And I said, how did you hear about that? Because I was like, who was talking to him about me? I wasn't really friendly with many people in the building. And he said, the birds. He was from India. Maybe that's like a saying in India, maybe like the crows. So I think of the crows being back there, these these energy vampires that might be in the workplace. And Pisces can be the victim. And I'm saying this, I'm not saying this in a disparaging way. I have Saturn in Pisces myself. And I know that and I have Chiron in Pisces too. So Pisces is a sign, the last sign of the zodiac. It's the old soul. It's maybe we could call it the embodiment of wisdom. And yet it's the Christ, it can be the Christ complex, the sacrificer of self for other. And Pisces sun signs, or if you're watching this for your rising sign, it could also perhaps apply, is a sign of somebody who puts others first many times, but it can be to your own detriment because, you have your own rights. And also this can be trusting the wrong people. and them betraying you. So being able to see yourself as betrayed and not getting into victim mentality is really important. And the outcome is the Page of Pentacles, maybe news on a new job, receiving a small sum of money. Maybe if you have left a job, you're getting some kind of, you know, a little payout, or your 401k coming out. Maybe if they've withheld your 2 weeks pay or something like that. I remember when they did that, when I was working, I was like, wait a minute, I'm not going to get paid for 3 weeks. I didn't like that. I hope they don't do that anymore. But if you had something like that, then you're getting a little money, like a parting gift. I don't know. But anyway, this could be news of work if you have been out of work. Maybe you're starting your own business. Pages can be that, beginning stage of something. So that can be very good. So anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this, Pisces. If you'd like a personal reading, the link is below. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.